So where have I been? Where have I been? It's kind of been an interesting journey. That's kind of a 5-point, at least a 10-minute video explanation of what's going on. But basically what's going on is I've been doing a lot of soul searching recently of like, you know, what I want to do with this channel. Because I did a lot of different tests to see exactly like, you know, what works for the channel, what doesn't work. And obviously the way YouTube is nowadays, is like a totally different playing field. A lot more competitive, a lot more, you know, a lot more just variety out there in the world. And I'm currently recording my GoPro right now. Hopefully it's still back there. I know GoPro did mention that you know, it should guarantee with high speeds and whatnot, but I'm not going super fast, even though I probably could. Just to kind of like, you know, test out the new GoPro. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of searching to see what works for the channel, what doesn't work for the channel. And for the most part, you know, I got you know, some success from doing video games and whatnot, doing streaming, you know, talking with you guys during live streams, either through Twitch or YouTube Live. And for the most part, it's fun. You know, I enjoy video games, I still do, but for some reason, I'm not as passionate as I used to be when it comes to video games. Like, I still play it on my own. You know, recently, you know, I picked up, you know, Red Dead Redemption and just been playing that and whatnot, and Spider-Man, of course. You know, there's a lot of games that I played, and my thing is, when I went ahead and tried to think about maybe live streaming it or playing it, I didn't want to do it. I don't know, like, I don't know. I'd rather just play the game, enjoy it, and not really do commentary over it as I used to be. Like, so my passion for gaming has diminished. But I think the main hindrance was the fact that I didn't have any like help really. I was a one-man team. I was the one editing the videos. I was the one recording the videos, streaming it, whatever the case is. I still like doing my highlights, but of course I have to like, because I was doing more live streams, I had to watch the entire live stream to essentially find out the best clips of that live stream. So it was a lot of work, and I, like with my job at school, I didn't have time to do it. And you know, the fact that it just made me like less motivated to do that. So I don't know, like, and then I reached a turning point in my life where I kind of like, I started being more interested in different things. So obviously, I'm driving right now my Corvette Stingray, and if you guys watch my previous videos recently, it's kind of been like more like travel vlogs, more cars and drones and all that stuff. And for the most part, like, that's the stuff that I kind of want to, you know, focus more on. I don't know, I think I might take a different direction. It might not be something that everyone likes. It might not even be something that everyone hates. But I kind of want to do almost a 360 in a way in terms of my content. So basically the question is, where does this channel go from here? I think the channel, whether you guys want to join me or not, I think I'm going to try something new, something different. And I want to go into more like, you know, travel vlogs and actually reviewing cars. You know, because I wouldn't say I'm like a pure expert in cars. I think my premise that I have for this channel, like a little vision that I have, is almost a unique take back to how they normally do car reviews. A lot of car reviews, especially on YouTube, they go into a lot of detail in terms of like car lingo, and sometimes, you know, if you're a car guy, obviously you would care about those kind of stats and stuff like that. But for me, it doesn't really interest me that much. Like, I want the basics, you know, the 0 to 60s, I want the track times, in terms of like, you know, how fast it can go, max speeds, you know, the basic stats, but not too much detail with it. Like, not as in depth, but still talk about the features, you know, how the sound system is, how the bass is, in the infotainment system, the gauge clusters, paddle shifting, like the driving experience. You know, I want to go into more detail with like the actual experience of the driving, how comfortable the seats are, you know, that detail. you know, the actual styling of it, you know, something a little different, you know. And I think it will make the reviews a little more interesting, kind of enhance the buying experience in a way. Another reason why I wanted to like essentially kind of switch up my format, or at least realize that my format wasn't working, or at least wasn't like passion anymore, is when I did my travel vlog in Paris and Paris, France, Milan, and all those travel videos. It was so hard for me to focus on where I was at the time, because I was the one doing all the recording, I was the one doing all the editing, and it was a lot of content for me to edit, and I wasn't satisfied with my edits, so it really demotivated me to even do edits anymore because of how terrible it was for me. Like, and another reason too is like when I was in those locations, I wasn't really enjoying where I was, because obviously I was in Paris, I was in Milan, I was in Rome, I was all that, and I wasn't actually in the moment, and it sucked. So by having an editor, I can actually you know, enjoy the location I'm in, and they can go ahead and like edit the video for me. Oh yeah. So that's what I'm kind of going for, and hopefully that's going to be interesting for you guys that watch the videos, and you know, interested in like just the personality that I have to give back for the channel. And I guess the biggest reason is, you know, why the change, why the shift. Obviously I'm still passionate about video games. The most part is the fact that I didn't have it like a team per se, you know, it was a one-man person, you know, I was doing everything. But nowadays, you know, I got an editor, his name is Austin, I met him online. What's funny about Austin is the fact that he's actually a friend of another friend that I used to actually be in the military with. We deployed together in Afghanistan. It's kind of a small world when you think about it. It's very interesting. On top of the editor, I also got a writer, more like a proofreader. I also got a graphic designer. She's the one that's going to be essentially doing all of my rebranding images. So you might see a little bit of a different layout if you haven't been in my channel for a while, or at least eventually. I'm not sure if it's been uploaded yet, because we're still trying, as of recording this video, I'm still trying to finalize the images. I also have a camera guy as well. Obviously he's not here with me, you know, it's like 6:50 in the morning right now. So I essentially have a team, you know, editor, graphic designer, writer / proofreader, camera guy. So this is definitely more help than I had before, and I can kind of like divvy out some of the responsibilities instead of being the one and only person that does it. Obviously, when I did like, video games, there is no script needed, but I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure with my new format, I do need some kind of like help with script, or at least someone that can proofread it, if that makes any sense. Just so I get all the features of the cars and whatnot. Now, obviously, that type of content may not be interesting to everybody. I still may do video games, especially, you know, now that I have an editor. I can go ahead and like, you know, still do some games, or even maybe just make Twitch my only thing, or something like that, and do some highlight videos from, you know, the stream. But obviously, there's a lot more work on my editor, so I'm not sure if that's going to be something that he'd be interested in doing. So, you know, it's a team, so I want to make sure that everyone is able to they'll be okay with it, with the setup and whatnot. So this channel is mostly going to be like car reviews, vlogs, especially travel vlogs. Oh yeah. Oh, I love that engine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, you know, obviously it's going to be a learning curve for everybody. Myself, my editor, my writer, my graphic designer, all that. But hopefully you guys, you know, enjoy the ride with us. Definitely hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, especially if you're interested in the new content that I have provided, and we'll go from there. Any suggestions, you know, definitely let me know, and what you want to see in, you know, future content. And another thing too is I went ahead and bought some more GoPros, and what is it called? called, you know, to get more angles and shots and stuff like that. So I might put one in, like, you know, the on top of the hood, on top of the roof right here, and maybe one on top of the hood over here in the front, or maybe facing, you know, back where the current angle is right now. Just different angles, so that way it's not all one angle that you see. Especially if I do a full, you know, car review, I want to make sure I get all the angles of the cars and the driving experience of it. But anyway, a little rambling, but love you guys, stay awesome. I'll see you next video. Till next time, stay awesome.